Yo, I normally start off my videos and streams with a bit of a big, exciting yo. That will not be the case today. I don't feel that it's appropriate for what I'm trying to tell you and for how I feel. Firstly, why the hat? I just didn't want to jump scare you because I recently shaved my head and it kind of looks different. If you want to see how that happened, check my most recent stream. It was like 8 hours long. I did all kinds of crazy stuff, raising money for some community events, and it went pretty well. I am now bald, so there's that. But I hope it's not too distracting when I'm going to tell you uh, where I've been and where the channel is going to go from here. This isn't something I do lightly, the whole channel update thing, how's my life going? I'm not really into that kind of thing as a creator when I'm putting myself out there. That's not something that I really feel like talking about. But this is kind of a bigger package, and I want you to know because I'm very invested in this game, in the community, in this channel, and I don't want to leave it open ended. Now, when I say where have I been, for the majority of you, you probably don't even know what that means. Some of you may have only discovered the channel over the past couple of months. Some of you may have discovered the channel earlier this year, or even with some luck last year. And some of you, the real OGs, knew me back from way in end of 2021 and early 2022 when I was really active. To give some context, I started streaming and playing Catan in September 2021. About January 2022, I started taking it seriously, and here are some stats on that. In 2022, I streamed for 1,556 hours, which is quite a lot. But that's not the point. Just have a point of reference. In 2023, I streamed for 450 hours, which is almost reasonable, but a massive drop down. And in 2024, until the beginning of this month, which is now October, I've streamed for 227 hours, which is very low. How and why did that happen? Towards the end of my first year streaming, 2022, I met a girl and we ended up in a relationship, and it was amazing and exciting. And some of you who were there around then know about that because I was talking about it on stream. And it was the most exciting thing that was happening in my life by a long way. It was, this whole incredible thing, and I'm sure if you know what I'm talking about from your own personal life or experiences, you know that that can go in any direction. Those first months can be really incredible and eye-opening and distract you from everything else, but you never really know what's going to happen after that. And that's not to give any kind of foreshadowing, but just more to say that when I was entering that relationship, I didn't know what I was really getting into. Neither of us did. Due to some extenuating circumstances, we actually ended up moving together, finding a new place, this place. We ended up moving in within like 9 months. She brought her dog from her country, and he became my dog. And this was all very intensive for me. I was trying to work on Catan things in my project and trying to develop a career in this space, while at the time being involved with a really intense and engaging relationship that also required a lot of attention. It ended up that I was completely torn and struggling between two hugely important things in my life, which were the relationship, a little family of my own, of our own, and this work, this job, this game, this community, my friends, my people that have truly become a key piece of my life. My day-to-day life is very much influenced by the relationships that I've built and the experience that I've gained being in the Catan space. So I found myself between these two huge things that mattered so much to me, so much. Fighting to give both of them my attention, my care. I completely ended up losing myself in the mix. And I lost my fitness habits and my eating habits and my sleeping habits and my social habits. And that doesn't help you keep up with anything else. That ended up influencing me within my relationship, that ended up influencing me and the way that I interact with my work, with you guys, with the game, with making content. At some point during that second year, in my first year in the relationship, I ended up launching Two Sheep. That was something that she actually pushed me towards. So I ended up putting a lot of time into that as well. So it's not like I wasn't working or thinking about Catan stuff. It was very much, it was ever present, as was the relationship. It turns out losing a lot of yourself makes it very difficult to be there for anyone else or anything else. You can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. I do believe that now. I don't want to get into the details of the relationship itself, but it ended up becoming clear that it wasn't working. So we decided to separate. And that was very difficult. That was really a very, very difficult process. Much more than I had ever anticipated, much more than I could have ever anticipated when meeting this person, getting into it into the first place. And it just feels like a month ago that I was on top of my game. I was taking care of my fitness and my social relationships, my health, my sleep. And with the click of your fingers, everything's changed. I feel like I got teleported here, like I was just in this trance for a couple of years where I was drowning under all of it. And I've just come above the surface now. And that relationship ended up taking a tremendous emotional toll on me. It was extremely intense. I've never dealt with something like that before in my personal life. And I'm coming out of it fractured and fragmented. I don't mean broken, different words. I fractured my foot 3 times, but I haven't broken it. Picking up the pieces and working on those things that matter to me and the people around me. It's my health and my sleep, my eating habits, and taking care of the environment around me physically, the home, my friends, my family. These are all things that I need to catch back up on, and one of those very much is you, is this channel, is this game, is this community that I am so terribly invested in, and that I'm so passionate about, and that I know I'm good at. I'm good at the game, but I think I'm really good at making a difference here and applying myself. But it's difficult to sit here and say that when for 2 years I felt like I've been doing the bare minimum. Like anyone asks anything of me anyway. Like I launched Two Sheep with Bovard, the head developer and my first co-founder, and then we built a team around that. That was important and impactful, and it remains that to this day. And I want to build on that foundation much further. This might seem like it's not very Catan related, but because of the way that Catan has become such a big piece of my life, it's hard for me to not reflect that when I'm talking about Catan, this channel. What has happened over the last almost 2 years has had a significant impact on my passion, my ability to work, and my ability to make a change in the space. I've done things that mattered, but it could have been so much more. It could have been so much better, different. I considered trying to put together a script for this because of how important these things are to me. Making sure that I communicate what I want to communicate, but I couldn't script anything about it. No matter how hard I tried, it was too difficult to write it down, put it into words. There is a phrase that I've heard often, that life throws curveballs at you. And I find that almost offensively casual in its usage. It's so day to day, the idea of a curveball. And I think the more accurate description for what people should have to deal with at some point in their lives is it's more like a sledgehammer. You don't get sledgehammered every day, I mean, God forbid, but I think statistically you will suffer some blunt force trauma at some point, metaphorically. And I would expect the vast majority of my viewers here, or anywhere, any people, can expect that to happen. Maybe it's already happened, maybe it will happen again. Both are likely. And I definitely got sledgehammered. And I'm coming out the other side thinking to myself, what the fuck? How can I have changed so much in what felt like such a short time? How can I have lost so much of who I thought I was? How does that happen? It doesn't mean anything to go through something like that. Not really. It doesn't matter that I can say that I went through something that was painful for me. What matters, at least for me, is that I'm here, acknowledging it, telling you about it. I think the vast majority of people who would be watching by this point will have been sledgehammered at some point. If you haven't, you might. But I want you to know that just as I am someone on screen who you might be familiar with, I'm also me. I'm David. I'm just a guy. His flat, white walls and everything. And it is normal. It is expected. It is fine, and it's okay to get sledgehammered so hard that you think that everything's going to break and you don't know what you're going to do with yourself. And if you find yourself struggling with yourself, or struggling with the pain of whatever you are going through or whatever you've gone through, I just want you to know that I'm here as well. I'm going through it, and I'm going to find my damn way to the other side of it. And you can too. And I hope you do. And I know you can. Shit happens. And there's degrees to that, I suppose. There's degrees to how much shit can happen, I suppose. I went through the most painful experience of my life to get here, to the point where I can talk to you about it now. To where I know that I want the work that I do to matter, and I want to be good at it, and dedicate myself, and build discipline and focus, and be reliable. Because that's something that I've struggled with. Didn't actually think I was going to get that emotional on camera, but it's whatever. Like, to be honest. So the channel itself, which is mostly me, hence the me part first. The channel is going to be revived, and it's going to be better than ever. There's a lot of things that I've realized during this process about what I want to do and how I want to do it and why I want to do it. I'm closer than ever to making those things a reality. Some of those things have already started. I'm streaming fairly actively as of about 2 or 3 weeks now. I've launched an event. Again, I'm literally bold because I raised money for that event. So make sure to check that out. All I gotta say is expect to see me more. Expect to see me better. That's my goal. I've put it on camera now, so I'm accountable. I want to do this for myself, and I want to do this so that I can be better for you, for this job, for this work. I don't know how long it's going to take to become the person that I want to be, to pick up the pieces. So if you're watching this and you needed a bit of a kick, or you don't know where you're at or what to do, start simple. Take care of yourself, please. Take care of the people around you. Take care of what makes you work, what keeps you ticking. Because without that, you just, you can't be trusted with anything else. You can't take care of yourself. That makes sense, doesn't it? This might all seem a little dramatic for a Catan YouTuber streamer. But the truth is that I have such a vast and expressive vision for the future of Catan online and in real life. And I've accomplished so many of those smaller goals, and some of the bigger ones. I can't help but feel like it's something that I am capable of achieving. So it is a big deal for me. I really care about this work. Sorry for the ramble. I guess all of this to say that I'm back, and I'm pledging myself to take care of myself so that I can be the person that makes a change here, and that can realize my vision, my dreams, personally as well as professionally, in this space and outside of it. I want to be the best that I can for myself, for the people around me in my life, and for this community where I genuinely believe I can make a difference. Sorry for the ramble. It feels a little silly to say thank you for waiting, because I know that most of you are either new or, you know, don't wait in the first place. I mean, I just kind of left, and there's not much waiting involved with that process. But thank you for believing me and hoping that I would come back, because it took a while and it was a bit of a roundabout journey, but I am back. So thank you. So to clarify, TLDR, this YouTube channel is going to be active again, not just with stream, but with actual YouTube videos. Intentional content rather than occasional content, rather than situational. I like to make both, and I would love for you to see what I have planned quickest way I can get you to see that is by finishing the damn videos. So that's it. I don't think I'll be making a video like this again. I would hope. Bye. See you soon.